Hey everyone, a terrific Tuesday for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere with me. I hope that you have had a terrific day and winding down for the evening. And for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope that you are having an incredible start to your day. As you jump onto tonight's session, let me know where you are tuning in from: Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK, America. I always love knowing where you are tuning in from. So today in Melbourne Metro was the Melbourne Cup. I didn't watch it, so I have no idea who won. Definitely probably a very different atmosphere this year compared to previous years. It was the first time in 8 years that my stepmom hasn't actually worked at the races. It was a very strange feeling for her because she would have been, at the races at probably like 7 or 8 this morning, and she'd probably still be there now until like 10, 11 o'clock. So it's a very strange feeling for her not being at the races. Now, the reason why I titled today How to Find Your Awesomeness is because I know that a lot of people, including myself at a time, thought that everyone else was awesome except for you. That everyone else dressed really nice, everyone else seemed to have this incredible life, and you just seem to fall behind. And it can be really hard, and it can be quite challenging because you would like to fit in and you like to belong, and you don't really know how to fit in and you don't really know how to belong. And this was definitely the case for me as a child. I went to 4 different primary schools and I went to 2 different high schools. So for me, throughout my childhood, I didn't really bother making friends because I'm like, oh, I won't be here next year. Like, I'll be at another school next year, so what's the point? And I'll never see these people ever again. And for me, I don't actually think I've ever met anyone I ever went to school with at any of the primary schools. Whereas some people have been friends with kids from primary school, for 20, 30 years. And because I went to different schools and I was always the new kid, and because I can make friends with anyone and I don't like excluding anyone, I never fit in. And for a very long time, I thought that was wrong to not fit in. I thought that was strange to not belong. I thought I was doing something wrong, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? However, on this journey of self-discovery and on this journey of figuring out what the kick-ass life looks like to me and what being the happiest, healthiest, best version of myself looks like for me, I've come to realize that awesome is in the eyes of the beholder, and you need to make sure that you avoid comparisonitis. So comparisonitis is where you look at someone's Instagram feed and you're like, oh, I wish I had 20,000 followers. Oh, I wish I was an influencer. Oh, I wish I could do what they did. And you completely, hey Callie, you completely disregard your audience that loves your content. For some people, having 213 followers is like, you only have 213 followers. For me, I love my 213 followers. And for me, I'll send them private messages. I'll love and like on their comments. There's no sound. Oh. Is anyone else having issues hearing me? Hey, Samantha. Can you let me know if anyone else is having issues hearing me or if it's just Cal's end? Because I know I did a live about 6 weeks ago and it was only someone else. Okay, Cal, you might need to jump out of the live and jump back in. So, being your awesomeness self and avoiding comparisonitis. The other thing is you can be looking on Facebook and, you know, someone's done a post and, you know, they're getting, you know, dozens of loves and comments and shares all over the place, and you're like, why has only 12 people liked my post? Or why has only like 15 people watched my live? Those 12 people are your tribe. Those 15 people are your tribe, and they make it their business to watch your content. They make it their business that if they have a notification that you're going live, they stop what they're doing and they jump on your live. If they get a ting, a little thing in their notifications that you've posted something, they go and post on it because you are feeding into their lives. I got so sick and tired of coaches telling me, you don't have enough engagement on your lives. You don't have enough engagement on your posts. You need to be doing this. You need to get more engagement because every like is a lead. And I'm like, I understand that there is an aspect of Facebook being a business, but I also understand that Mark Zuckerberg and his team love Facebook being a community. So for me, the fact that you beautiful people are on this session with me, that's what matters to me. Will you become coaching clients? Who knows? Are we just going to be friends and I never coach you? So be it. As long as I'm feeding into your life, as long as you are getting value out of the content that I put up, I don't care. Because I've gotten rid of comparisonitis and I choose to do daily affirmations. So some of you over the past few weeks have received your affirmation message, and that's not a script, that is from my heart. So some of you may have received messages, some of you may not have received messages. If you haven't received a message and you want to be receiving, if you want to be receiving affirmation messages from me, just send me a DM and just say, Amy, what are the affirmation messages? And you will start receiving them. And for me, I love sending my affirmation messages. That comes from my heart. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that lights up my day, knowing that I'm lighting up your day or you're going to bed having received a beautiful message. And no one told me to do that. That's not in any training that I've done. That's just something I came up with. And what I have realized from different trainings that I've done is that I will use what works for me, and everything else I'm just going to chuck in the bin. And when it comes to finding your awesomeness, you really need to look in the mirror. Hey Rita, you really need to start speaking self-love into yourself. And last week I told you about doing the exercise where you're looking at yourself and you're loving on yourself, and how challenging of an exercise that is at the beginning, but then it becomes really fun. And if you struggle with this, please feel free to jump into my Power Talk meditations each morning at 6 a.m. And you'll get an idea of the kind of things that I want you to speak into yourself on a regular basis. So your awesomeness is that you look in the mirror and you love what you wear. Whether you're wearing a dress or you're wearing a shirt and pants. Guys, you're wearing a shirt and shorts or shirt and pants. Ladies, you're wearing heels or wedges or flats or sandals. guys, you're wearing, you know, sneakers, or you're wearing slip-on shoes, you need to own your closet, and you need to love your closet. Who's watched The Big Bang Theory? Yeah? Hit the like button if you know you've watched The Big Bang Theory. And from the very first episode that Amy Farrah Fowler entered our lives, her wardrobe was her grandmother's clothes. And everyone thought she looked silly. Everyone was always trying to change what she wore. And she stood her ground, and she's like, I actually like my grandmother's clothes. And it wasn't until the very last season where she and Sheldon won the Nobel Prize that she changed her hair and changed her wardrobe. It was like, whoa, so different. But throughout the show of The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon with his shirts and Amy Farrah Fowler with her grandmother's wardrobe, and they were awesome. They were awesome as individuals, and they were awesome as a couple. And people look up to Sheldon, and people look up to Amy Farrah Fowler as role models, because they didn't fit in. They didn't belong, but they found their tribe. And the thing is, you might start out on your own, on your journey of self-discovery, to figure out what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, what makes you content, what makes you fulfilled. But as you go along your journey, maybe you attend comic conventions, or you attend festivals, or you go to local shows or events, and you'll find your tribe. You'll find people that, you know, they love what you're wearing, and they wear the similar kind of clothes, or, you know, they love the things that you're interested in. You know, I was watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Check it out. It's an amazing show. And there's a scene at the end of the show, and I don't want to give anything away. There's a scene at the end of the show, and she's walking, and she's in Russia, and she's walking, and these people recognize her. And they're like, you know, call out her name, and she says yes in Russian, and they're like, they just all gravitate to her, and she has found her tribe. And your awesomeness is everything that makes you happy, everything that makes you content, everything that makes you joyful and fulfilled. And for some of you, that is dressing like you live on the Upper East Side of New York. For some of you, that is dressing like a gypsy from the Blue Mountains. And what I need you to do is I need you to realize that you are awesome. Even if there are people around you judging you, or criticizing you, or trying to make you conform to their idea of awesome, I need you to own your awesomeness. I need you to own that you love the way you dress, you love the way you look. A lot of women get judged for having like a pixie crop, and a lot of women, if they've got a pixie crop, they're automatically labeled as lesbians. I know plenty of women that have a pixie haircut and they are happily married to a man, and it pisses them off to be judged as lesbian just because they hate hair. They hate taking care of their hair, and they love the pixie look, and that's what suits them. People are always going to judge you. People are always going to criticize you. You're too fat, you're too thin, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too dark colored skin, you're too pale colored skin. You talk funny. You look funny. People will always judge and criticize because they don't realize that they are awesome. No one has told them that they are awesome. And I'm here to tell you, you are awesome as you are. Now, if you look in the mirror and you want to lose weight for you want to lose weight. There's clothes that you want to wear that don't come in your size, and you want to lose weight for you, do it. But if you're trying to lose weight to make someone else happy, if you're trying to lose weight to fit into the world's view of what beauty is, you will never get there. Because anything that you do for someone else, you will find excuses and reasons to not bother doing it. And you'll get to the point that you just won't be friends with them anymore. If you're married to the person, you'll just divorce them. So I need you to love yourself as you are right now on your journey to who you want to be. You are beautiful right now. Irregardless of if you feel that, I need you to start thinking it. You are beautiful. Men, you are handsome. I need you to believe that you are smart. I don't care if people tell you that you're stupid. They're wrong. You're smart. You're street smart or you're book smart. You figure things out. There are going to be areas of your life that things go over your head. They're talking English, but they might as well be speaking another language because it doesn't make sense to you. But you know, Jaya Melina, did I pronounce that right? For me, when it comes to like money and like things that are an accountant's world or things that are a financial planner's world, I call my stepmom because she's a money lady and she loves maths. I know what areas of my life, I know what I know. And the things that I don't know, I figure it out. So I know I'm smart. I'm really smart. I know what I know, and what I don't know, I know who to go to. And you're the same. You are smart. You know so much about so many different things. If you're a mama bear, oh my gosh, you know about taking care of kids and having to juggle like 20 things at one time. You are awesome. Papa bears, you are awesome, okay? I don't have kids. Yes, I helped my stepmom raise my brother, but I would struggle with being a mama bear right off the bat. So mama bears and papa bears, you need to own that you are awesome. Hey, Madeline. Mama bears, you're a good mum. You're doing a great job. Papa bears, you're a good daddy. You're a good man. Own that. So many of you are so judgmental on yourselves. You're so hard on yourselves and you're not owning your awesomeness. Women, you are an amazing wife to your husband or to your wife. Husbands, you are an incredible husband to your wife or to your husband. Own that. You are awesome. You're doing a great job. Okay? You're gonna have bad days. Alright? The sun is not gonna shine out of your ass all day, every day. But most of the time, it will. Okay? Every grey cloud has its silver lining, and you have to find that silver lining within inside yourself. You are awesome. You're talented. Hey, SJ, you're talented. If you can sew, if you can knit, if you can crochet, if you can play a musical instrument, if you can speak another language, you are awesome. You are awesome. If you babysit your siblings' kids for them so they can have a date night, if you are there for your parents when they need an extra helping hand, you are awesome. If you show up to work and you do everything that is expected of you, and you make your co-workers, you make them feel better about themselves. You make your clients feel better about yourselves. You are awesome. That's okay, SJ. I'm always here. And you can always watch the replays. Finding your awesomeness. The key is accepting and acknowledging you're already awesome right now. If you know how to garden, you've got a green thumb, as they say, like, yay! Oh, I kind of like difficult names. Jamelina. It's kind of fun. I'm like, oh, can I pronounce it right? So awesome. So if you're a green thumb and you can plant vegetables and you've got like the most delicious vegetables, that's awesome. If you can plant flowers and you always have like big, beautiful, like bright colored flowers, you are awesome. Because I can't do that. I just walk around to my neighbor's gardens and I'm like, oh, so pretty. I just admire everyone else's work. You are awesome as you are right now. If you feed into your community, Wesley Virgin, instead of going to church on Sundays, there's like a tent community under a bridge in Houston, Texas, and he and a team of 5 of his employees, they all come together on Sunday and they feed this tent community. They get and they've actually empowered other groups to help them. So people come with water, people come with clothes, people come with food, people minister to this tent community. And that is how they are awesome. By reminding the people that the community, the government has forgotten that we acknowledge your existence. Today, I went and did some groceries for my step parents. And I went into Coles and you've got the sanitizer, and there's a person at the sanitizer booth that, tracks how many people have come into the shop, because at a certain point they have to, make people wait outside until other people have left. And, I did my sanitizer and I actually looked at the girl in the eye and I'm like, hi, how are you today? People must, act like you're invisible and just, don't even act like you're here. And she's like, yeah, that happens all the time. I'm like, you're a person. You exist. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. That is how you can be awesome. Acknowledging someone's existence is how you can be awesome. Years ago, I was a volunteer at my local nursing hostel. I would go there Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I knew how to do nails, just basic manicure. The ladies and the gentlemen on clockwork, they got so excited when it was Tuesday because Amy's coming to do our nails. And the ladies would be there ready. They'd like be sitting in a circle and they're like, Amy, we're ready. And I would just, do a manicure, quickly sterilize all the equipment, and then I would just give the ladies manicures. And I brought nail polish with them, and I made them feel so special. A simple thing as just clippering their nails and just giving it a buff and just a little shape, nothing too fancy, but giving them time and attention. That is how you can be awesome. Acknowledge someone else's existence. Make someone know that they're not invisible. They haven't been forgotten. That they're loved. And they are awesome as well. That is your awesomeness. Your awesomeness is finding awesomeness in other people, even when they can't see it. And you have to draw that out of people. You know, there's 5 love languages. And you can go onto Google and you can type the 5 love languages. And you can do the quiz and you can find out what your love language is. And you can get your partner to do it too. And by learning what someone's love language is, you know what really gets them going, like what really lifts them up, what gets them in the mood, and what actually can help you strengthen your relationship. And tapping into someone's love language is awesome. That is your awesomeness, to tap into your partner's love language, whether that is gifts, acts of service, words of kindness, physical touch, and there's a 5th one. And I know what my love language is and I know what Matt's love language is, and we tap into each other's love languages quite well. But you can tap into other people's love languages. As you really learn about the love languages, you can tell by someone's body language, you can tell by someone's facial expressions, you can tell by the way that they act. You can kind of pick up what someone's love language is and also what their love language isn't. And if you can feed into anyone's love language, it doesn't have to be an intimate partner. If you can feed into your children's love language, if you can feed into your parents' love language, that is awesomeness. So, any questions about awesomeness? Is there anything that you would like to go away with today that you can practice? Is there anything that you would like me to discuss a little bit further when it comes to awesomeness? Type in the comments section anything that you would like to really have me delve in deeper when it comes to awesomeness. And sometimes it's not awesomeness. Sometimes it's being wonderful. Sometimes it's being terrific. Sometimes it's being fantastic. Simple things. Simple things. And for me, it's awesomeness to me is also knowing someone's weaknesses and holding space and feeding into their weaknesses with your strengths. That's awesomeness. Like The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. It's about chess. And I want to try and be as vague as possible because I really want you to watch it for yourself. It's about chess, and there's a particular player, and there's a particular match, and it's a very important match. And there's a particular point where the main character gets a phone call, and she gets incredible help from people that she wasn't expecting to get help from. And it's such a beautiful scene. It's such an important part of the show. And that is your awesomeness. When you can help someone become a better version of themselves. When you can help someone discover happiness. When you can help someone discover joy, contentment, fulfillment. That is awesomeness too. So I'm going to finish it there, and I want to thank you so much. I was spending time with my family tonight, hence why we moved it to 8 p.m. tonight. So I always thank and appreciate when you allow me to move the session a little bit later. And as I said, whether it is the end of the day and you're getting into your evening routine, or it is the start of your day and you're getting ready to go into your work day, thank you for your time. Have a terrific evening or a terrific morning. I will see some of you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, for our Power Talk meditation. Otherwise, I will see the rest of you tomorrow night in our next session, 7:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, as you know, I never pre-plan the next day's session. I really do allow universe to use me as a vessel to speak to you. So I really look forward to tomorrow's session. As always, be safe, be well, much love.